Hello guys, welcome to another Glamrock Foxy video, where I have more proof that Foxy existed at the Mega Pizza Plex. So let's do this one last time. Okay, so in Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, we don't really get enough information about Foxy, it's only pretty much Bonnie. So what happened to Foxy? I personally think it's Moon. I mean, think about it. Every time you find a Foxy merch, there's always a Sun and Moon merch there, or either just Sun or Moon. And for crying out loud, that's literally Foxy's ship, from Captain Foxy's pirate adventure from the Curse of Dreadbear. And it's all connected. And in the beginning of Security Breach, where Freddy takes us to the first aid station, there's a Moon poster, in a Sun poster next to a Foxy poster. And if you go up the stairs, you can find a Foxy plush next to an endoskeleton leg. So there could be a chance that could be Foxy's foot. So in Security Breach, when you go to the Fazbear Theater, and if you go to this poster, which is a door, and if you go behind this door, you will be behind Sun and Moon's room. But what if I can tell you this used to be Foxy's room? I mean, think about it. At the bridge of Kids Cove, we see that the floors are wooden, obviously, right? Well, in Sun and Moon's room, they also have wooden floors to represent that pirate thing. And the room is pretty much red. And each room is a different to represent the colors on each Glamrock. The Glamrock animatronics have similar colors to their rooms, and Foxy has kind of a similar color to Sun's room. And as we can see, it has cobwebs, and it looks pretty dirty and old, and we can sort of see that the ceiling is kind of blue, and again representing that pirate thing. So in Security Breach, we all know that Moon flies in the daycare by using a string. And if you think about it, in Rockstar Row, you can find this exact Foxy poster when he's swinging on his rope. And don't you guys think that since Moon is able to fly, what if the strings that Moon is on used to be ropes for Foxy to swing to anybody that needed assistance? So on my second video of Glamrock Foxy, I made up a story about Glamrock Foxy, and thinking about it made me realize better. Now thanks to these cutouts, we luckily know that Foxy was here. But see, we don't actually know what Glamrock Foxy looks like, but in my opinion I think Foxy looks like this. Maybe you see Glamrock Foxy more like this, but I personally think Foxy looks more like this. That's just my opinion, but if you guys agree with me, let me know in the comments. But this doesn't exactly explain what happened to Foxy. I'm about to tell you what I actually think happened to Foxy. So there were 4 main band members. There was no Monty and no Roxy yet. It was just Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. But mostly I am focusing on Foxy. See, Foxy had probably 3 attractions. He had his Kids Cove, and he had a daycare which was connected to his Kids Cove, and a log ride which would later be turned into Roxy Raceway. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch that video and come back later to this video. But back to the story. And see, when Foxy was alive, he was the original daycare attendant. But you're probably thinking, I thought Moon and Sun were the original daycare attendants, but that's not true. In the Tales from the Pizzoplex for Submechanophobia, see, it says here, the daycare attendant was originally a character in the Fazbear Theater, with Sun as the main character and Moon as his dark side. When Sun was reprogrammed to be the daycare attendant, the triggers that activated Moon couldn't be removed, so it seems like Sun used to perform at the Fazbear Theater stage before replacing the old daycare attendant, Foxy. But you're probably wondering, do we even have proof that Foxy was the original daycare attendant? Unfortunately not, but there is some props in there that was a part of Captain Foxy's pirate adventure, such as the fish. And in one of the party rooms of the daycare, there's a lighthouse picture on the wall, and Kids Cove has a lighthouse. But this doesn't still explain what happened to Foxy. Let's start the story one last time. See, there were 4 main Glamrock animatronics, no Monty, no Roxy, just Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. So what happened to Foxy? Now one day they were performing on stage, and after performance, Foxy decided to go to his room, while Sun was still performing at the Fazbear Theater, while working with his counterpart. Then later, Foxy took care of some kids in the daycare, and taking them to Kids Cove for pirate adventures, and taking them right back to the daycare by using the doors from Kids Cove. And outside of the daycare, the parents would pick up their kids, saying one last goodbye before leaving. Now they were still working on his log ride, so it isn't quite finished yet. So if people wanted to go somewhere that had Foxy in it, they had to deal with Kids Cove and the daycare. So then Foxy decides to go hang out with his friends and take pictures with each other. Then, when the Mega Pizza Plex closed, Foxy decided to go check on his Kids Cove. But what he didn't know was Moon was right behind him. The lights go out, and Moon kills him, hiding his body behind the door, causing for Fazbear Entertainment to make Roxy and everyone to forget about Foxy. That's why there are no reports about him, because everyone has forgotten about him. Now I know there are a lot of questions, like how did Moon destroy Foxy if he doesn't have claws like Monty? Just like how he killed Bonnie. Well, that's because Moon, he doesn't need claws. He could take apart animatronics' heads. In Security Breach, we can see that Moon is dragging Freddy to parts and service. Then we later find out that we need to attach Freddy's head back onto his body again. And Moon probably ripped his head off. Or maybe Vanessa just used the computer to take off Freddy's head. But I think it's Moon, because if you go to Foxy's old room in the Fazbear Theater, we can see some ripped up endoskeleton heads next to a Moon plush. I don't know guys, but as you can see, we reached the end of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I hope you have a good Halloween. And I hope you guys are ready for the FNAF movie. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Yahar! Avasti, your time is just about to run out.